Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Monday, April 24th, 2023, and no, I do not have my voice back. Obviously, it'll probably take a while for it to come all the way back. I used it up pretty good in Los Angeles. If you missed those streams, they are up on GematriaEffectNews 25. It wasn't just Los Angeles. We were all through California, Bay Area, all the way down. Sacramento, San Francisco, Palo Alto, down to Los Angeles. And again, thank you to everyone who came out. And I hope when we do it later this year for Kobe Bryant Day, there'll be even more people who come out, because while we were impactful, we'd be a lot more impactful with a lot bigger numbers. That said, let's get into today's news. And then as soon as I'm done, I'm going to have my eyes on the chat for any stories that you guys want me to cover that I missed while I was on the road, because I did miss a lot of news out pounding pavement for days and driving all over the place once again, which does take a toll. And again, thank you to everyone who supported, whether it was a super chat or a Cash App or a PayPal. I do appreciate it. So anyhow, there's going to be a big theme with today's news. If you're new here, this is GematriaEffectNews. And if you're new here, feel blessed, because it is the best news channel there ever was, because we actually show why things are in the news on the day they are. And you can learn to see through the news each day by just learning this little simple code of ABC is 1, 2, 3, because literally, and I'm using literally in the true sense, literally every single day, the news is scripted propaganda. The sports games are scripted. You learn this code, you see through all of it. The elections are rigged. You learn this code, you see through those too. But just like I was down in California explaining, and have been explaining since forever, the Jesuits, they control the media, they control the world of sports, they control the world of politics, and again, they are in service of the Catholic Church that is about dominating the populace of the world. Notice those numbers for Jesuit order. If you take the alphabetic order, A is 1 up to Z is 26. So A1, B2, C3, D4 up to Z is 26. Add up the letters of Jesuit order. J would be the 10th letter. U would be the 5th. S the 19th. U the 21st. The letters add up to 144. If you take that order but use numerology, Jesuit order equals 54. Like John Carroll, who established Jesuit Georgetown at age 54, the nation's first Jesuit university. If you just take the most simple cipher, the word sun, S-U-N, is 54. The Jesuits are part of the Catholic Church, a sun-worshiping cult. Their logo is the sun. And we were just talking about what happened at LSU with the death of the former basketball player at age 54, exactly 54 months after his son's death. But Today is April 24th, the 114th day of the year, the day leaving 251 days left in the year. 251 is the 54th prime. For example, as we'll get to, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets. I call the Jets the 54 team. And that's because Gematria. And the most simple cipher, Jets is 54, and then the other two ciphers you didn't see yet, if you're new here, is just running the alphabetic order in reverse. Z is 1 back to A is 26 in the reverse alphabetic order with numerology. But notice Jets is 54 forwards and backwards. 54 forwards and backwards. So that's why I call the Jets the 54 team. I told people this morning in the abbreviated sports notes, look for big 54 rituals in sports today. What do you know? Here comes a big one with Aaron Rodgers going to the team that I call the 54 team. But again, today leaves 251 days left in the year, the 54th prime. So, Don Lemon, he gets the boot from CNN, while Tucker Carlson, Catholic educated, gets the boot from Fox. Of course, you could probably take a sizable percentage of Tucker Carlson's programming, and it comes back to making fun of Don Lemon. Might be like 3% of his total content material is making fun of Don Lemon. So these two guys get the axe on the same day. If you guys haven't noticed, Tucker Carlson wears that Kabbalah bracelet, that red little bracelet. Again, this whole practice of coding numbers into words comes from Kabbalah. Everyone in the news media is probably wearing one off cameras because they're all part of this cabal. And so often now the news does become the news. The news becomes the news. Oh, this news anchor did this. Oh my God, this news, it's just... Anyway, Don Lemon, 54 days after his birthday, on this day, leaving 251 days, the 54th prime. Aaron Rodgers, today, his 144th day of his age, right? So just following the pattern. And he goes to New York, just like Vince Lombardi, the Jesuit who founded the Packers, went to Fordham in New York. He goes there at age 39, does Aaron Rodgers. Don't forget Vince Lombardi died at Jesuit Georgetown. But New York, I call it the 39 state. World's Fair there in 39, the United Nations 39 floors tall, a million New York 39 rituals over the years. The current manager of the Yankees, Aaron Boone, born on 3/9. When Brett Favre went to the Jets, who was the Packers quarterback when Rodgers landed there, Brett Favre went to the Jets in his 39th year of life. And it's obvious what they're doing. They're paying tribute to the man who brought the Packers to Green Bay, Jesuit Vince Lombardi, who went to school in New York at Fordham. Rodgers did play 18 seasons with the Packers before this move. The Jesuit logo is the sun with the letters IHS, the Templar cross, and the 3 nails for triclavianism. Those letters IHS equal 18 forwards and backwards. For the record, the word sun also equals 18. Again, the sun measures time. These are all rituals in time. And with regards to 144, 54 goes with sun. 144, there's 1,440 minutes in a day. 1440. Square root of 144 is 12. 12 hours in the morning and the evening, 12 months in the year. The football field's kind of like a calendar because it's 120 yards long. Each end zone's 10 yards plus the 100-yard field that you typically think of. So 120 yards, 12 sections of 10. Of course, Rodgers does wear 12 like a lot of the all-time greats do. All these sports are about time. They come back for seasons. The championships always around the same time. But notice how Aaron Rodgers' full name, Aaron Charles Rodgers, also 114. Today's the 114th day of the year. Gets traded on the 114th day of the year right before the draft. And then notice also in the news today, Bud Light, Anheuser-Busch. Remember the CEO responded to the Dylan Mulvaney, what's the word? I still haven't gotten enough sleep. I did get a decent sleep last night, but I missed out on a lot of sleep last week. I can't think of a really simple word right now that I need. Controversy. Oh my God. It's like a first grader would have better recall. Anyway, controversy. The Dylan Mulvaney controversy. These big words I'm learning. But remember, the CEO responded to that on 14/4, like 144. And I've been talking about Anheuser-Busch and 144 rituals for I think I first caught on to it in 2016 with Trump. There's a controversy with Trump back then. But again, Anheuser-Busch, 144, 54, and 72, all like Jesuit order. And if you're new here, the sun moves 1 degree on the astrological wheel every 72 years. So, where all these numbers fit in with time and the sun and the Catholic Church being responsible for our calendar and the English language as we know it. Remember, in the 16th century, first the Jesuits, then the heliocentric model, then the Gregorian calendar named after the Pope, and then English standardized with the 26-letter alphabet and the vowels. And since then, just day after day, everything just so perfectly synced up like this. And little Tucker, everybody's... it's funny how there's a group of Americans who think Elon Musk is a hero and Tucker Carlson's a hero and Donald Trump's a hero. And of course, in the last week, Tucker's done his interview with Donald and Elon. And I mean, again, Jeff Young, if you're out there, Jeff Young called me up and he was debating with a guy about Tucker Carlson. And Jeff said he already won the debate, but Jeff said, can you think of a lie that Tucker Carlson said? And I said, well, I can't think of any specific lies, but what he does is he legitimizes the political system and makes people blame everything on liberals and Democrats. And it's easy to do at this day and age. And I mean, it's not all wrong, but the thing is both political sides are part of the same machine that keeps us fighting over nonsense while the tyrants who control the political apparatus continue to rule over us and gain more power and control and influence over us as time goes on. And Tucker Carlson never speaks about that. But, something he lied about is he had Elon Musk on a week ago, And he said, Elon Musk has done a great job fighting censorship on Twitter. Well, that's a blatant lie because I'm on Twitter and so are a lot of other people, and we all have the same story. We've been getting censored more since Elon Musk took over Twitter. And of course, Elon Musk is a Jesuit puppet, as I've proven 10 gazillion times. Declared the richest man in the world for the first time ever on the anniversary of the death of Nikola Tesla because he's a little puppet. But anyway, look at Tucker's nice Catholic education. He technically didn't. I don't think any of these schools are technically Jesuit, but totally Catholic. And the Jesuits serve the Catholic Church, so it's not much different. And also, as I was going live, I was just thinking about how I was going to have you guys recommend me stories to look into. There's actually one that I caught wind of. It's because my dad told me about it yesterday when I was driving home. I heard Kawhi Leonard's sister. They benched Kawhi for games 3 and 4, and the Clippers lose both games, which we loved because we had the Clippers to lose games 3 and 4. Shout out to Gematria. Again, you see through the sports before they happen. But then also, while that's going on, then Kawhi Leonard's sister's sentenced to life. Okay, I wish I would have known about this while I was out in L.A. Could have been more talking points. All right, it looks like this news. All right, April 22nd. That was Saturday. So this news was actually breaking while I was out there. I just didn't know. All right, so this is the day the Clippers lost Game 4. 4, the number of death, like LeBron passes Kobe Bryant in points scored in Kobe's hometown. Philly, Kobe falls to 4th all time and then dies the next day. 4, the number of death. Okay, the New York Post, who's always on point, posts at 5:55. We're talking about basketball, a game of 5-on-5. Kawhi Leonard's sister has been given a life sentence in prison without the possibility of parole for the killing of an elderly woman. Kamisha Williams, the Clippers superstar's sister, was convicted for first-degree murder, robbery, and elder abuse in February and received her sentence on Friday. Along with the 39-year-old Williams, Candace Townsell, 42, received the same conviction and sentence. God. Okay. 39 and 42, I mean, here. These numbers come up all the time in Black history rituals. And again, it's because it's all biblical. 39 books in the Old Testament, unless you're talking Catholic, then there's 46. Words like slavery, Tuskegee, the N-word, and so on and so forth equal 42. Jackie, number 42. Notice Jackie's 21 in the most pure. Jackie Robinson Day, 76 in the most pure. Again, on the 76th Jackie Robinson Day, which was just this year on April 15th, the Cubs fell to 7-6 against the Dodgers on his team after David Peralta knocked in the winning runs in the bottom of the ninth to come back from down 1-0 to win 2-1. Again, Jackie's 21, and David Peralta is 76, going with the 76 Jackie Robinson. And words like slave, Negro, blues, Rasta, again, Barack Obama, his book, A Promised Land, Acts 7:6, Black History Month recognized by the feds in 76. Anyway, you learn these numbers, you see through the racial rituals. Again, slavery's 42. Pretty much all this stuff comes back to slavery. And you know what? It's not in the base ciphers. The American Civil War began on the 102nd day of the year over slavery. But there's actually a rule with the reduction ciphers where the 19th letter can be worth 1 or 10. Slavery technically does have the 39 connection too. But 39 plus 42 is also 81, and that's a big number with Clippers rituals. Los Angeles Clippers 81 in the most pure, and ritual 81 forwards and backwards. Their ages are 39 and 42, added up 81. So, tough day for the Clippers. Kawhi's sitting out. His sister's going to prison at a symbolic age. My old post on his father's murder, turns out Google deleted it. Google's gotten rid of thousands of posts from my old website. They haven't gotten rid of the Murder by Numbers movie poster one yet, though. But It goes on, the pair followed 84-year-old, really, Afaf Hassan to a bathroom at the Pechanga Resort Casino in Temecula, California, according to the Mercury News. Oh, okay. So that's probably where the storytellers are. I think I remember. Did I cover this story years ago? Now I feel like I remember covering this. But the 84 thing. Okay, Masonry, 8439. Freemason, 42, right? All the American sports credited to Freemasons. Modern Freemasonry, a Jesuit creation. And notice how Jesuits 84 and 42. I feel like I covered this story a long time ago. Let me see if I can get this one to come up. It would be on my old website. Here we go. September 9th, 2019. Okay. The sister's name is 121, like Kawhi Leonard. Blood Sacrifice is also 121. His full name, also just like his sister's first and last name, 97, like death is 97. This news broke on September 9th, which is California's birthday. It's also the day in history the United States of America was named. And in case you're new here, well, Los Angeles Clippers 99. But in case you're new here, the United States of America was named on 9/9. And notice how's the 144 like Jesuit order? If you drop the, it's 84, coming back to Jesuit and Masonry. But making the same points right here. It's the day leaving 113 days left in the year. We call that the NBA number 113. The name of the resort where it happened, 113. Here, let me see something real quick. I want to okay. Look at LeBron James's career playoff record. Notice how he's on 93 losses. The last time he lost in the playoffs was last Wednesday, and they lost with 93 points in his 93rd game. And then they lost. The score was 103-93 in that game. Mercury's 103. It was on a Wednesday, the day of the week named after Mercury. And then Saturn, we kill with the 93 Saturns in Saturday rituals. But LeBron stayed on 93 losses after the 93rd loss in their last Saturday game. Anyway, I just want to see what Kawhi Leonard's playoff record is. I just wonder if it fits in while he's sitting out. He's on 137 playoff games right now, the 33rd prime. But no, it doesn't look like it's going to be like that. 49 and 21 at home. Well, he stayed on those 21 losses by not playing. That goes with the Saturn thing. Skipping the Saturday game. It was funny being at the stadium and just seeing how it is. It's just like Mets and Yankees. Like the Yankees always win. The Mets hardly win anything. You should have seen how sad the Clippers fans looked when they came out of the game Saturday, hanging their heads. No one's talking. Father and son going down the street quiet, not looking too happy. So I was on the mic. Don't let them steal your energy. But then the Lakers fans, another big W, just dominating. Grizzlies can't even hit the rim. It's just people are just letting their energy be manipulated, not just through sports, but through news, politics, all this stuff. And all we're trying to do is show people how rigged it all is and who's doing it. The ultimate mind controllers. The same gang that sold people the man in the clouds who's going to come save us all. Anyway, the best, most effective gang of liars there ever were, mind manipulators. All right, here, let's just go back to the old post. On August 31st, authorities found... Okay, so this happened on the 31st, and then the news broke on September 9th. I just want to measure from back then to now to see August 31st, 2019 to April 22nd. 1,330 days later, or a span of 1331. That's also 190 weeks, which is the 19th triangular number. There might be something else in that I'm overlooking right now. I know Derek likes the number 1331 a lot, so it's funny. I forget what his whole thing is about that, but someone can pass that along to Derek. 1331. Let me see. Have they put out her? Let's see if she has a birthday out. Kamisha Williams. Date of birth. Born in 84, like LeBron. Like the year of the points record, like the year Jordan joined the NBA. Born in 84 and an 84-year-old woman. I'm going to have to think more about that one. They were arrested on September. Look at that. They were arrested on September 3rd, right? 9-3. Or also you could write it 3-9. Now she's in trouble at age 39. Or 9-3. The news broke on a Saturday. Saturn 93. Again, that's why you just learn these codes. You just see it's just so redundant. It's so redundant. It's the same stuff day after day. And yeah, you know what? I wish we could figure out how to get like a vehicle. Here, let's just see. What's the cost of a billboard truck? Have you guys seen these trucks that have like electronic billboards on the back? You can rent them for $700 to $1,800 per truck per day. This is $800 to $1,800. That's what we need, though. But we need it like, so I wonder if there's a way to like hook it up to a laptop and so like you could use the Gematriator calculator. Imagine we had that outside the stadium, you know what I mean? But then how do you park it? Where can you park? You gotta figure out how to pull that off though. Imagine doing the presentation with that right next to you. That would really help people out. Okay, anyway. Here, let me put my eyes on the chat, and you guys can let me know what headlines did I miss? Cuts one says RV dealer hook it up. Yeah, we need an RV dealer to hook us up. Indeed, we do. All right, what news stories did I miss that I should have covered, you guys? Sudan war. SEAL Team 6 Army Special Forces rescue U.S. diplomats in Sudan. April 15th, 105th day of the year. Key digits 10515. So war. Say close. That, by the way, that was a date with 42 numerology as well. So it began on a date with 42 numerology. The 105th day of the year, 105 or just 15. You can look at it as in numerology terms. And remember, like Masonry's 105, Order of Illuminati, founded by the Jesuit Adam Weishaupt with the plans of infiltrating Freemasonry, also 105. That's the day leaving 260 days left in the year as well. There's 260 chapters in the New Testament. More than 420 people have been killed, they say. Come on, man. Here, let's check out the location. Location is 3546, like Catholic, 107, 109, like military. Ethnic tensions and religious disputes. What else is new? I mean, it's just so annoying. Just people in their religion. Like the most annoying interactions I had in LA were from religious people. They just think they know everything and they don't know anything. One of them was just 100% certain that Trump is here to save us, and they're like, "I'm a Christian, I know." It's like, oh, well, you're a Christian, and you know that you obviously don't know what the highest degree of Satanism is. It's mega, and you don't know anything about Christ because he wasn't an egomaniac loser like Donald Trump. And then the other guy, all he could quote from was Romans. Okay, he literally didn't know any Bible verses. This supposed Christian guy at the basketball game, just his paid for phrases from Romans. Since independence in 56, say it isn't so, Sudan. 56, huh? So that means it's 67 years later, the 19th prime, 19, the chaos number, the cycle number. Let's see. President of Sudan. Let's see how this lines up with him. They don't refer to it as president. The formation of the presidency on November 17th. Super Jesuit date. It's just so obvious, you guys, that they pretty much run every nation. It's too obvious. How come when I search that, though? Is this him? No. Do they not have a president right now? Current president of Sudan. Transitional Sovereignty Council. Okay, so they don't have a president right now. The last president left office on 11/11/2021. I have not been paying attention to what's going on in Sudan, so apparently I've missed out on a lot. This guy's president of the Transitional Council, is that right? All right, so this guy's currently in charge, born July 11th. It's the 192nd day of the year. So 173 days remaining. So what's that? 278 days later? Let's see. $278 days later, 39 weeks, 5 days. The 39 weeks goes with the whole war pattern. 42 date numerology, 105th day of the year, 1, 5 key digits, and 39. He's been there since 21 as well. Remember, the biggest war ritual of 21 was on February 1st, the military overthrowing the government in Burma in a huge Jesuit ritual. If you're new here, War is 21, Army's 21, Evil's 21, Jesuit's 21. And so is Tree, as in the evil side of the tree of life, the clip-off, which they're into. Bible's also 21 for the record. 11, let's see. 74 weeks later, huh? 74 weeks after he takes office, this happens. 74 weeks. We just got done talking about how much that number has to do with killing, as we've been talking about forever. But I mean, just teaching a lot about it in LA and why Kobe in the 74th NBA season and all the others. "74 weeks. Shout out to John Mendoza. Chipped in $5. He said the first person to own land in D.C. was Francis Pope. Indeed he was. He bought the land on June 5th, 1663. I didn't have that date he bought it. Nice. June 5th. Date can be written 5-6, like Washington, D.C.'s 56, like Society of Jesus is 56, like Ronald Reagan, 56, died on that day in history, June 5th. Bobby Kennedy shot on that day in history from that Catholic Jesuit family. Appreciate that, John. Thank you. Okay. We had some Cash Appers as well. Shout out to Brian Patterson. He chipped in $4.24 for the date. I see how you did that. 424. Nice. And Rob's cat, awake and asleep, sent $5. Appreciate it. Thank you, gentlemen. Let me say thank you to everyone who sent a super chat during the trip. There were a lot of generous people, and the only problem with super chats is Google does like to take a lot. So again, John just chipped in $5. Truth Only chipped in a big fat $50 bill. Thank you. He wrote, Massachusetts is title town. You will be a phenomenon out here letting them know about their rigged chips. Yeah, right. The Matrix was just saying that I should be out at least once a month in a major city doing what I did in LA at least once every month. And, I would actually love to do that. I like going out and doing this. I think it is better to just like do it big on a day rather than go hard for a whole week or for 2 straight weeks, because I always just wear myself out. And my voice. But yeah, that would be fun to go to Boston and do that. And again, just the trouble is I've pounded more payment and spent more money on this movement than ever in the last year. I spend a lot every month on the website for the community, Free to Find Truth, but just tons of traveling in the last year, and support's just, support was always growing. For people who don't know, for the first 5 years I did this, I never tried to raise any money or sell anything. But in September of 2018, that's when I began the Patreon. And, well, actually, I guess I did start the Patreon earlier that year just because it was the only way I could distribute the book. But I didn't start, advertising the Patreon for other reasons until September of 2018. And it was always going up, 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 up until last year, after I drove all over the country. And then ever since I drove all over the country, it's just been going down, 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 down. And again, what's frustrating is just people will support for sports information, but they just won't actually support for getting out and doing the work. And yeah, I mean, it's expensive to travel and do things. And it's not just money, it's just like it's time, it's energy, it's a lot. So I'd like to do it. It's just, I don't know if it's feasible if people aren't going to support. I mean, last month the Patreon went back up to 5,200 for March Madness. It was at 6,500 a year ago before I went to Oklahoma City in April. So, I mean, it's been down ever since then. But, this month after concluding LA, we're at 4,400 subs after LA. Again, it's a lot easier for me to decode a March Madness tournament than drive all over the nation and pound pavement and. But yeah, I would like to get out there every month. I'd like to be at Boston, every other stadium. I just don't know what it's going to take to get people behind the work. And part of me wonders if I'm getting screwed too, because I feel like way more people have bought my book than what I've been paid for. Sometimes I wonder if the Patreon's not really going down, but just like they're making it look like it's going down and I'm not getting the proceeds. I don't know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about the financial thing. I guess the people who are already on there and who stay pledged each month, if you pledge $1 a month right now, maybe you can afford to pledge $2. If not, thank you for the $1. Just keep it right there. Maybe you pledge $2, you can afford to pledge $4. Maybe you pledge $5, you can afford to pledge $6. If people can, modestly increase their pledge to the people who are there, that could help. But really, what I'd rather see is just more people get behind the work. There should be more people behind this work. So anyway, I like the idea a lot, truth only. It's just, we need more people to help out with the mission. John Mendoza chipped in 5 yesterday as well. He said, hey, Zach, only 3% of Americans actually fought in the American Revolution, so we don't need a lot, just enough. Good point. I like that. Good point. That said, let me check out the population of Los Angeles real quick. Population of Los Angeles. Woo! 3.849 million. That's a lot. And, shout out to all the people who came out while I was in LA, over the course of days. It was probably maybe upwards of 100 people over those 3 days. Maybe it wasn't even quite that. But I know 100 out of nearly 4 million's nowhere near 3%. And that's kind of the problem right now. It's just like there should be a lot more people out there standing with us, but I don't know. This cabal, man, they know how to cast a spell over the populace and keep their minds on everything but the right thing. We're still going to figure out how to break it one way or another. Anyway, Unicorn Farting Glittering Rainbows. What a name. Thank you for the $20. Get 'em chipped in $10. Good travels. I appreciate that. Jaybird83 chipped in $2 for the vibes. Thank you. Nick chipped in 20. Thank you, Nick. F chipped in 2. Truth Only is that another Truth Only? Truth Only chipped in 52 times. Wow, Truth Only. Thank you very much. Rob Antico with a big fat 20. Thanks, Rob. He said, awesome work, everyone who came out. I'll likely be in New York this year for 9/11. Truth Only also chipped in another 20. That puts him at 120. Wayne's World chipped in 5 and said, salute, thank you. Truth Only. I don't know if I'm going to end up seeing your name again in this chat, but man, thank you. That's a lot to donate. I appreciate it. Lispy McLisperson chipped in $2. I like the parody. It's funny. That drawing is very good. Daria Gematria Nerd chipped in a big fat 5. Thank you again, Daria. She said, awesome work, True Seekers. Much love. Again, these are super chats for when we were in LA. Down the Rabbit Hole with Tennessee Lee chipped in 5. Y'all doing a great job out there. Thanks, Tennessee Lee. He was out there along with Daria last year, and we were in Oklahoma City. That was more in their neck of the woods. By the way, for all you guys who left comments like, oh, you should have come down to Orange County, or yeah, I think that's Orange County, I would have come out. You should have come down to San Diego, I would have come out. You should have come to San Jose, I would have come out. You guys, I was like close by. I mean, your drive would have been a lot shorter than my drive. So, bus, something. We need bodies there. Anyway, God's Node chipped in 20. Gabriel chipped in 50. BK's loved one chipped in 10. Truth Matters Indeed. Adam Golick chipped in 5. Said, industry hoax revealed does great work regarding Tupac. Yes, he does. Very good editing skills. At industry hoax revealed. James Larkin chipped in $10. Thank you. Natural Law and the Occult chipped in 20. Thank you all. Great job, Zach. Wish we could be there to feel this energy and be around the truth community. Keep spreading the word. Yeah, it's nice to be there. Again, you guys, you got to come out. You got to come out when we're there. It's like, it's so good to connect with like-minded people. It counters what they're trying to do. They want to isolate us and get us to live in meta. We got to go outside. Interact. I didn't even, when I was on the pier in Santa Monica, about how people are healthier when they smoked and people actually weren't on as many pharmaceuticals and went outside and had conversation. And I wasn't paying attention, but there was a group of people like back here to my right side. They started cheering. They're like, yeah. And then I looked over and there was like a group of people smoking cigarettes. I was like, oh, look, they still do exist. Itachi chipped in 2, said, now just $50, 50 days for my birthday, circle equals 50, 112. Oh, I think he must have been bumping the thing up to 50. I get it. Thanks, Itachi. Yeah, right, the Matrix with another big fat 50. Someone has $2. I forget what was going on at that moment for the 2. You guys must have been trying to hit some number in the chat. Okay. Thank you. Lorene824 chipped in 20. I appreciate that. Truth Only. Wow, Truth Only. Again? That's Truth Only is up to 170. Chipped in 50. Logan Thomas chipped in 10. Only Kobe shoes I ever owned were the Kobe 6 helicopters, which released on March 5th, 2011. 3.5 like Catholic. Yeah, good one. You can also write it 5.3 like Los Angeles, right? Adam Golick chipped in 5. Nice work today, everyone. Y'all have put in a good shift. Have a drink on me. I appreciate that. Fadiz 77 with the SGD 50. To look up what nation's currency that is. Virginia chipped in 10. Zach, thank you for all you do. Judah Lyon chipped in 10. Please come to Boule at Atlanta. I'm sorry I haven't been out to Atlanta. That was supposed to be part of the New York trip. I will make it out there. John Mendoza chipped in 2. Tell Zach to call out LeBron. Wish I was there. We were calling him out, weren't we? Natalie Miller chipped in 369. HD in LA. I love that. It's funny, HD, he's like, I figured it really is all about the 369. When I was driving home, like, so often when I'd look at my navigation, it would be like 963 miles left. I'd look up again, 936 miles left. 693 miles left. I was like, okay, ever since he said that, I can't stop seeing it now. Natalie Miller again with the 369. Divine Lion with $10 and the blessings. Thank you. Thank you again, Divine Lion. Martino Berto with the $2. Someone please give the dogs some water. Oh, he must have been talking about the Truth Seeker couple. I'm sure they got water. Shout out to Brandon. Brandon kept bringing lots of water. So did some other Truth Seekers. Neo B chipped in 10. John Mendoza chipped in 5. Wait a minute. Oh, he chipped in a 5 with the same message 2 times. Sorry, he probably wanted us to see that and say it out loud. But it's the one about only 3% of Americans actually fought in the Revolutionary War. Thank you, Truth Soldiers, also from John Mendoza. Another 2. Ford 460 V8. I think that's the Australian 20. Thank you. Keep it up, Zach. Will do. ABCD with $33. Thank you for the magic number. By the way, you guys, Jeff Young took us out to his favorite spot in Hollywood. And they all insisted that the pizza was the best thing to eat there. It's this place called the Rainbow Room. It's not what you would expect. It's not like the acronym gangs. It's just like where the rock stars like to hang out, like Jeff Young. But the most expensive pizza on the menu was $33. So I was like, I got to see what's on this $33 pizza. Of course, pizza has that Gematria 33, like Rockstar. And maybe where I'm like, does the person who owned this place, maybe they know Gematria too. But it was a good pizza. And then what was funny is at the end we had 3 slices left, and there were these 3 drunk Canadians that were just begging for the 3 remaining slices. And DK Stonewood was trying to get him to pay $5 a slice. He's like, that's a good price. I mean, we could raise the price. And the guy's like, I'll pay $5 a slice. I was like, listen, since you guys are here in America visiting, just enjoy the pizza. I just gave him the box. But it just felt like the right thing to do. The $33 pizza with 3 slices remaining for 3 Canadians. So what do you do? Anyway, shout out to Neo B who chipped in $10 back to back. So that makes 20. Yeah, right. The Matrix came through with another 10. I will definitely be in LA 824. Okay. Yeah, right. The Matrix is coming out. And I also know that he said next time he's coming out and he's taking the mic. So, you guys, more people got to use the mic. Open mic night. Every night the Truth Seekers are out. He said, thanks, Zach and Truth Seekers holding it down. Tracy chipped in 20. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you, Tracy. Thanks to you, it's possible. Cheapy Weepy chipped in 56. Whoops. Did I say they chipped in 56? They chipped in $2. Cheapy Weepy 56. Thank you, Cheapy Weepy 56. 13 Serpents chipped in 20. Edward Franzlowski chipped in $2. Cheapy Weepy 56 chipped in another 5. Please get a big bowl of water for the dogs. Okay, they were really looking out for those dogs. I'm sure they got some water. The owners were very cool people. I know there was a lot of water there, but yeah, I'm sure they were taken care of. Duffman 187 with the $1.10 Canadian. Thank you, Duffman. Truth Matters 222 with the 5 US. A Nate Robinson with the big 10. Got to drop 60 since I can't drop 41. He dropped 50 before that. And tribute to Kobe. 238 viewers when I jump on the stream. Thanks again, A Nate Robinson. You didn't have to do that. Nolan Addison chipped in 10. Said spiritualism greater than religion. By the way, these are from all the super chats over all the days I was there. So that, Nick chipped in 50. Love this dude. Lorene 824 chipped in 20. Professor Hubbard. Kid Cole chipped in 20. Zach, you're a legend. Never felt like these road trips are a waste of time. This world needs you, brother. I mean, honestly, I don't feel like they're a waste of time. I don't. I mean, even if nobody showed up from the community, I still wouldn't feel like it was a waste of time because I know that I'm planting seeds whenever I'm speaking. And even though most people are hard-headed, it's just, I get annoyed because there should be more people supporting the work and there should be more people coming out. But again, thank you to everyone who does. It's just there should be more. I mean, imagine if we could see, we watched all those people we were speaking to, imagine how much money was just spent on just, or the Clippers and the Lakers game that day. I guarantee it was just millions upon millions of dollars by all the people that went in there. Tickets, merchandise, food, parking, millions upon millions to watch 2 rigged basketball games that do literally nothing for any of those people's lives other than entertain them for a few hours. At the rate we're going, it's going to take another millions of dollars. It's going to take the rest of my lifetime at the rate we're going to even get there. And it shouldn't be. I mean, there should be millions of people in the world who see what we're doing and it's worth. And again, there's millions of people who could pledge $1 a month and it wouldn't be anything to their net income or their quality of life. But it would help pool resources for a movement that needs to happen in a bigger way. Imagine if in every city, like I said, we had full-time employees, things like, imagine if we had our own billboard trucks and we just drove around the city every day, just loudspeaker, dropping Gematria knowledge. Driving around New York right now. Notice anything funny about Rodgers and Favre both coming here at age 39? Give the long history of New York 39. Of course, the Yankees won the World Series in 39. I mean, it's just New York 39. We talk about it all the time. Coaches hired and fired, sports rituals left and right. What's his name? Barkley for the Giants, his first career carry for 39 yards. Blah, blah, blah. It just never ends. Haroon chipped in $2. Salute to Zach and the Truth fam. Daria Gematria Nerd chipped in 10. Much love, Zach, Jeff Young, and the Truth Seekers. Thanks again, Daria. Silver Links chipped in 5. John Mendoza chipped in another 2. Just got home from work. Thank you, True Soldiers. Barbara chipped in 5. Each star equals a fallen soul. She's talking about the stars on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Indeed. Luna Roster chipped in another $5. Hollywood used by druids to make magic wands, witchcraft, break the spell. I mean, how weird was it that, you guys, we're out in Hollywood, and we're talking about Prince's death on the anniversary of his death, and a white dove just flies above our group. It lands right above us. I mean, how weird is that? Prince had the song When Doves Cry. If you go to the Hollywood video, it's at about the 3 hour and 7 minute mark. It's right around there. But yeah, just so many synchronicities on this trip too, as always. Every time I go out in Pound Payment, there's just crazy synchronicities. 61 chipped in 20 and said, thank you, and you're welcome. Neil B chipped in $2. Thank you, Neil. Wireless Plum 2 chipped in $15. Keep pounding payment. These people need to hear truth. Thank you. Holly May chipped in 20. Wish I could be there with you guys. Next time, Holly. Thank you. CN Red Flags chipped in 10. Speaking truth from a follower of Jesus who believes in what you are doing and what you are saying. Thank you. And again, I always get annoyed when people leave comments like, Zach, people don't like you because you're so mean to Christians. I don't feel like I'm mean to Christians. I feel like I rant against shitty Christians, which are the majority of Christians, but I don't really have a problem with Christianity. It's just most Christians completely suck and are literally shit human beings, just like the loser who claimed to be a Christian on the loudspeaker at the stadium. I mean, that guy was human trash. Human trash. So, anyway. But yeah, you know, I let the Christians who took the mic go on and do their thing, and I thanked them, and we had the nice conversation with the homeless Christian guy and giving those people a hard time. I just don't like Christian trash. I can discern who's trash and who isn't. But I don't like religion, ultimately, you know. But at the end of the day, it's like, well, stop fighting over religion. And again, I don't really fight over religion. I just point out what's wrong with religion and why most Christians aren't really Christians. That lady any Christian who's about Trump isn't a Christian. If somebody says they're a Christian and for Trump, you know they're not a real Christian. No real Christian would be fooled by Donald Trump. Like I've also said many times, most Christians are actually satanic evil people. And that's true for other religious people too, but it's just their ego. They're all about their ego. You know, they think what they learned as little kids the only right way because of their little pebble brains. Anyway. Thank you, CN Red Flags. Sage Zero MMA chipped in 2, said both those guys need to be in a wood chipper at 5. That's at Venice Beach. I know what he's talking about. So, there were some people that I think it didn't feel like it happened in Hollywood at the stadium, at Venice Beach. It might have happened other places, I forget. But there were times where people like approached screaming, and it didn't feel like they were just doing it because they were mad. It felt like somebody like giving them some money or something else, maybe a little rock to just come try and break up what we were doing. But yeah, one guy came up and he asked if he could have the mic, and anybody came up and asked me for the mic, I gave him the mic. I said, sure, just to prove that I wasn't there just trying to be the only one talking over everybody. And at first he came up and he says like, all we need to talk about today are loves and smiles. And then I forget what he went off into. He was on something. But then somehow he got like triggered and he was like in a fighting mood and he like yanked the mic and the thing. And I just went up to him real quick and I said, hey man, remember how when you came here, you said, let's just talk about loves and smiles. And then he like chilled out for a second. He's like, oh yeah. And I was like, yeah. I said, we don't need to fight, man. I said, and then he went away and then he came back about 10 minutes later and apologized. And the other guy, because he's saying those two guys, the other guy was just like passing by all angry and he also chipped in $2 and to shoot him. I'm not wrong. Well, again, when the Fallout day comes around, man, when Fallout time comes around, yeah. Like, you know what I already got to think with my rants. But anyway, Gematria with Jen, she chipped in 5. I think those are British pounds. Thank you very much and said great work. F chipped in $2. Shout out to the great Jeremy White. He chipped in $5. Great work, Truth Seekers. He would have been there if it was a little bit closer to his neck of the woods. Dr. Phil chipped in 50. Thank you, Dr. Phil. 13 Serpents chipped in 20. Phantom Broken chipped in 222. John Mendoza chipped in 2. Zach taking everyone to school. Respect. Conscious Lyrics Government Advisory. 13 Serpents with another 20. Thank you again, 13 Serpents. Your name came up a lot. James Larkin again with the 5. Nick with another 20. Let's get this party started, Truth Seekers. Carl Streener with 10 British pounds, following the work and speaking about this since February 2022. Scott Simones with the 10. H-Ray with the 20. John Mendoza with the 2. Those 4 super chats added up to exactly $44.44. You guys, okay, when I got back and looked at what the Patreon was at from the trip, it was at 4,444, all 4s all the way across. When I was down there, it was just so weird how 44 just kept showing up. It was crazy. And I was talking a lot about 44. I mean, I probably talked about it close to more than anything because of the Bob Lee death on 4/4 and the month of MLK. So it's like I'm talking about that number. It's like I'm, in a way, it's just like I've said before, like I'll be working on a number 45 all day, and then Sweet Lady and I will go out to get something to eat, and they'll give us to-go order number 45 or something. But I was talking about 44 so much, and then the number 44 just kept coming and coming and coming. And keep in mind, in Gematria, LA does equal 4. And funny enough, when I got into town, in the middle of the night, I did research on a parking garage, and I think it's some kind of Google manipulation because I figured it out after the fact, after being there. But the one that came up was actually a 4-star review, the highest reviewed, and it was on 44th Street, and it was the Hope Street Garage, which made me laugh because we know in Gematria, Hope equals 44, like Obama, number 44, ran on Hope and elected 44 years after the Civil Rights Act. But it said if you get there early, it has the best all-day parking rate. And when I pulled up early that morning, it said all day $11. I was like, oh, cool, $11 to park here all day. And so when I parked, I was going down, and when I was coming down, I saw the garage worker, and I said, just to make sure it's just $11 all day, right? I don't have to be here by a certain time. He goes, oh, no, that's just for like a few hours. He said, if you're going to have it here all day, like if you're going to come back tonight, it's going to be $44. I was like, oh, $44 on 44th Street, huh? He said, yeah, maybe that's how they decide that price. But then I noticed like all the other garages around there were cheaper. So I was like, why is Google ranking this as the highest reviewed for the best price with all these reviews? It just goes to show like what a scam online is and reviews. But all this 44 stuff kept happening. One dude showed up on 420. He's like, man, I wanted to be here at 420, but he's like, it's just after 440. I was like, not another 44. And then shout out to Lucy for whatever reason. She decided to tape a 44 on her shirt. I couldn't believe it when I got home and looked to see what the Patreon was up to. And I was like, oh my God, 4,444. But yeah, those 4 guys as super chats while we were in Palo Alto, those were the only ones there were 4 chats in Palo Alto that worked out to exactly 44 because of the British pounds. And I was talking the most about Bob Lee and 4/4 there and Caesar and 44 BC and all that. Metagod Warrior chipped in $1.50 while we were in San Francisco. I got a $98 ticket while I was there. Logan Thomas chipped in $10, and I was trying to pay for parking. Oh, I don't want to retell the story. It's just so annoying. San Francisco's got scams. Logan Thomas, $10. Again, thank you. Keep getting the word out. If they can hear you, keep it pushing. You are on point all day. Stay energized, my friend. Nolan Addison chipped in $5. Sharing your channel with people at my work. I appreciate the dedication. We got some people to think there at the, there was like a big group of tourists about to get on a bus, and before they got on the bus, we got them really thinking about the Bob Lee thing. Nolan Addison chipped in $10. Love everything you do, Zach. Appreciate that. And then Sacramento got us started off with a bang. Shout out to Jonathan too, man. Jonathan got the trip really going underway. When I got into Cali, Jonathan let me crash at his place. And It was a good time. It was a good way to start the trip. And then next morning I was up in Sacramento and Awesome Truth Seekers came out. I felt like I want to live in Sacramento, to be perfectly honest. I told Sweet Lady I get back, I was like, maybe we should move down to Sacramento. I like it there. Metagod Warrior chipped in $10. I could give Gavin Newsom a piece of my mind every day. Metagod Warrior, or did I say $10? It's actually 99 cents. Thank you for the 99 cents. Hey, if everybody chipped in 99 cents, it would go a long way. He chipped in another 99 cents. Metagod Warrior chipped in another $2. Boom, that's up to 4. CVD 11 chipped in 11.20 Canadian. Noble 20X chipped in 10 US. Metagod Warrior chipped in 5. Metagod Warrior wrote, Zach rules. The truth will set you free. Truth seekers rule. Indeed. And we need to make more of us. Eloy Garcia chipped in 2 with the number 1 finger. Snake Eater 75 chipped in 10. Appreciate what you're doing, Zach. Denise Malarski, who was out with us in Oklahoma City last year, chipped in 20. Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Denise. Christopher Lack chipped in 20. Thanks for your continued hard work. Safe travels, my friend. Happy to contribute to the movement and hope this helps with the gas prices. Indeed, it did. LeBrand Pass chipped in $5. Daria Gematria Nerd chipped in another 20. Much love, Zach, and the California Truth Seeker. And the first super chat of the trip was Jeremy White, who chipped in 5. Wish I was out there pounding payment with the Truth Seekers. Give big tech the business. Keep up the good work. Appreciate the content. Jeremy White, for the records, pounded payment with me in Louisiana, Dallas, and New York City. So he has definitely done his work, and he's still supporting. And thanks again to Jeremy and everyone else. And yeah, you guys were really generous with the super chats on that trip. I think if you add all that up, it was a little over $1,000. Google does take 30%, so it works out to about $700, but that definitely covered pretty much the majority of my expenses. And I was able to make the trip real efficient by I only ate out. Well, shout out to the Truth Seeker who got my meal in Palo Alto. I can never say that name right. I want to call it all different things. Shout out to the Truth Seeker who got my meal in LA. And then there were 2 other meals where I picked up the bills for Truth Seeker. So I had those bills and, gas, coffees, this kind of thing. But I saved a lot of money on the hotel expense by just sleeping in my car the whole trip, which wasn't bad at all because I hardly slept anyway. So it's just like I think from now on when I pound payment, I'm like not getting hotels because like in New York, I was like not even at the hotel. In hindsight, I was like, I shouldn't even got a hotel. I should have just stayed out the whole time. It's pretty much what I did anyway. So for showering, I just, when I'd go to like the store in the morning to get coffee and supplies, I just wash my face and, do the armpit wash in the bathroom and road living. But nobody told me I smelled too bad, so I think it was okay. But yeah, anyway, we got less resources, so got to be more efficient. And hold on, somebody got generous during this stream while I was reading those. So it's weird, like if you maybe I can just scroll up and see who it was. Thank you, Carl Streener. 2-month anniversary of being a member. I appreciate it. Truth Matters 222. It's Jesse from Sacramento. It was an honor meeting you in the flesh, and thank you for signing my book. Keep up the hard work. Of course, Jesse, and it's good to know now the face behind the avatar. Yeah, the Sacramento group really was awesome. I will be back to Sacramento. I wish I could have stopped through on the way back, but I had to hurry back, and I'm glad I was here for Sweet Lady today because it was pretty rough when she was coming out of surgery. But, yeah. Anyway, we'll be back down there. We will do it again. And the downside of Sacramento, if you didn't watch that stream, is just they had an event going on there that was very loud, and then after it ended, they seemed to be, even though they told us we could speak and have the floor after 2, then they kept interrupting us. Felt like and that was, you know what? Actually, with the whole 44 thing, when we first got there, it was called Survivors Speak was the name of the group. And the first member we talked to let us know that they have 44 locations throughout the nation. Survivor Speak does 44 locations. And it's for people who've lost friends and family to violence that there hasn't been justice for. That's what Survivor Speak is about. Whether it's being killed by police or an unsolved murder type of thing. So they were there begging Gavin Newsom and co. to do something to bring them justice. Can you imagine? See, that's why it's like, that's why people need, if you don't have enough knowledge, you'll just waste your time. I mean, those people are wasting their time. Going to Gavin Newsom's doorstep to ask him for justice? Like, this guy cares about justice? This guy's a tyrant. You don't go to the door tyrant and say, hey, Mr. Tyrant, can I have some justice? That's what you do if you have no clue about anything. And sadly, that's the society we live in, and that's why it would have been better if they could have just moved that whole event out of the way and let us do what we needed to do. But it also seemed like controlled opposition. I mean, why do they have 44 locations for people who've been killed when that's the kill number? In the case of me with all the 44s, because everything is dualistic. I mean, we know how they use it that way, but for me, my birth numerology is 4, and like I said, LA's 4. So I'm still trying to understand why so many 4s came at me on the trip. It was interesting to say the least. But thank you. Nina Dabs chipped in 10. Kill a Rabbit upgraded membership to Gematria Professor. I appreciate that. Carl, there's literally nothing to the memberships other than just people who want to. It's just a way to pledge for people who don't want to use Patreon. You know. Then again, there's some people who are doing this and Patreon. Thank you to those people. But yeah, some people just are comfortable on YouTube, so I set this up for people who want to pledge. I'm not doing anything for the tiers. It's just however much you want to pledge. And Carl, you already donate, so you don't have to do that. But thank you. Shout out to Brandon D. Brandon D chipped in $2. And Brandon D's a very generous guy, you guys. He brought me all kinds of water, flyers. He gave me some nice smokable stuff for the road. He brought his sweet lady. Yeah, he brought a lot. And he was there helping out, filming. And he's been helping out for a long time. So shout out to Brandon D. You're the GOAT, buddy. I appreciate it. There's Gary. What's up, Gary? Gary says, thanks for doing what you did this weekend, Zach. Just caught up with it all. Reminds me of our time in New York getting everyone together. Indeed. Coast to coast getting people together. People are pointing out the only corner we haven't hit now is the southeast. The Florida-Georgia region. And yeah, that does need to happen. Open Up says, what was the conversation like with the Staples Center workers about the LeBron pregame rituals? Yeah, so when I first got to the stadium, what was that? Thursday. Early Thursday. Yeah, it was Thursday. I just want, I got to tell you guys, pretty much like all the best, well, maybe not, a lot of the very best moments happen off camera. Because people are, I didn't have when I was just walking around the stadium by myself, I saw people wearing LeBron or Kobe jerseys. I'd start up a conversation with them, and then I'd say something like, you want to know something interesting about LeBron or Kobe maybe you haven't heard? And they'd be like, what's that? And then I would tell them the information. Not one person had a negative reaction. But yeah, there were these two workers that, there's like the work door down at the end of the stadium, and they were waiting to go in at their shift at the start of the day. And there were several other people out there. But there were two guys that I just approached because they had Laker tattoos, both of them, all over their arms. And I said, I forget what I said. I had a joke about, I asked if they were Clippers fans or something. But anyway, once I got their attention, I started talking to them, and then, oh yeah, that's right. Because I was also that's when I found out. I asked him if there was a Kobe statue or memorial around. And they said, no, there's actually not one yet. They don't know why. And they said the closest one's like down a few blocks and back in an alleyway. And I found that. I did the short video with that. But I said, maybe I got a theory on maybe why there's not one here. And then I told them about all the Kobe 41 stuff and LeBron winning the finals. And they're like, oh, figures, yeah. And they're like, wow, so LeBron won at 41 weeks after he died at 41. They're like, yeah, there's something evil about that guy. And both of them are like, yeah, we can't wait till he's out of here, man. He does this like weird demonic stuff before the games. There's something not right with him. And so, yeah, both of them were in total consensus on that LeBron's kind of a creep show. And I imagine if those two guys feel that way, there's probably other people in the stadium who've seen similar things and have similar feelings. And it's too bad, like, I asked him, I said, hey, we're going to be out here speaking to you. And they're like, nah, we can't say anything. See, it's the same thing for everybody, though, right? It's that you got your job. The job you're at, and for most people, is the best job that they have. That's why they're there. You know, they don't want to lose that job because it pays better than other jobs they could have, or they like the work better than other jobs that they've had. I mean, we heard that. Everybody's heard that phrase before. I'm just doing my job. I can't do that. Then my job would be compromised. And I mean, that's kind of how they keep the world in check too. It all just comes back to money, money and status, currency, current, controlling the flow of humanity. Again, the whole Jordan Maxwell money water thing. So, anyway. But it was a good conversation. No, and they appreciated what I shared with them. So, lots of good conversations were had. A lot of seeds were planted. The person with the really unique name, I think it says it's Bry Guy. Thank you for the $3 and the big thumbs up. DMS, thank you for the $10. I really appreciate that. Cuts1, thanks again for the 5. Cuts, that footage from your drone is awesome. Cuts, if you guys didn't go to Cuts1's channel, he has footage of what happened at Google, and because we did go to the Google, we went to all the big tech campuses, but yeah, this is Cuts1's channel, Kutsone, all one word. He has the footage here of us setting up in San Francisco. This is right before I got the $98 ticket. And he's about to blast off here with the drone. Here it goes. And it's cool. He has a screen there, and on the screen it tells him like when he's gone too high, like he's violated the airspace rules. You know what's funny? It's this guy right here. I want to go back. Can we identify who that guy is in the black jacket? That guy in the black jacket told me I was cool there to park after 6 p.m., which is true because the meter goes off at 6, but it comes back on at 7. That guy told me I was good to park there. What if he's like some undercover dude and it was all a setup just to write me a big fat ticket? But hold on, he's about to blast this thing off right here. There is sound, I just have the volume down. But yeah, this thing is cool. I mean, this would be, if we had a huge gathering and we're doing something awesome, this would be a great way to capture it right here. Imagine we had it all filled up. Truth seekers all over down the block. You know? So anyway. Yeah, come over to Cut's channel. He goes up there. You can see San Francisco like you were in a helicopter. You know? Very cool. Technology, man, it can be cool. But yeah, we went to all the big tech spots that day, and they're all like fortresses. The only one that had any kind of like personality was the Google campus, but the Gestapo police were there as soon as we got there. And he has Cuts also has our live stream from this is Stanford right here, founded by a Jesuit. Go figure. But this young girl right here, she asked what we were up to, and we had a nice long conversation with her. And then I started talking about Bill Gates, and she's like, "Bill Gates' daughter's in my class." I was like, "Okay, I don't want to get you in trouble." But yeah, I hope this girl's a great listener, just like really sweet personality, and you know, I mean, people got to wake up to what's going on, but it's just sometimes I don't know. Maybe I don't know if I'm sexist or what, but I'd rather be talking to guys about this than girls in a way. But she was the one who stopped and asked and inquired. Like, I hope I didn't like mess with her life right now, telling her all this stuff. But yeah, also Google, right when we got there, we were about to go in the visitor center, and the Gestapo police came out and wouldn't let us in the visitor center. And I was like, oh, I just wanted to, you guys can come watch this. How far into it is it? Yeah, here. I wanted to ask them why they changed my likeness on Google to the 4th of July shooter. And this guy right here in the gray just kept going, that's private information. I said, it's private information for why you changed my photo to a mass shooter, your company? He's like, yeah, that's private information. You guys go watch it. But then when I was about to set up the loudspeaker where they were having lunch. Other people there they weren't super comfortable with the idea of me doing it, but I was like, I feel like we got to do it. We got to invade these people's minds and let them know that not everyone is cool with what they're doing at these companies by destroying the First Amendment. So while we were debating on it and I had the stand out and I was starting to unpack the speaker, where does it happen? The security guards come out here. The security's watching through the window here. All right, here comes the security. Hold on. We can watch. I want to go back and revisit how this went down. These guys are the more undercover security here. Hold on, let me make sure I got the right sound setting on. I want to go back and recall how this happened. All right, we're changing the sound here.
How's it going, guys? How we doing today?
Good. How are you guys?
Good. Feel free to record, do whatever you guys do.
Yeah, that's good, right? Okay, cool.
So just letting you know, you can set up the speaker here. Pretty sure.
Even if I bring some helpful information to the faculty,
even that, unfortunately,
I want to let them know why so many of their co-workers got laid off on January 20th.
And that's completely understood. However, there are people that are still working right now, and it would be disrupting their work time. Does that make sense?
Sort of, but I'm an eye for an eye kind of guy, right? Like Google doesn't give a fuck about my work, right? I've been deleted 20-some times for not violating terms of service, but just for speaking truth against tyranny.
Yeah, because look, those two tech bros that we talked to earlier, like hiding in the building right here, right behind it. Look, there they are right there, dude and his buddy, same dudes. They came over here to spy on us in the window.
Why is it impossible to communicate with a human being? Why is it impossible to communicate with a human being with Google, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter? Why do these companies not allow that? Why do they have no human contact? Is it through a bot, a chat, an email? Why?
Unfortunately, to answer this, we can't answer anything, but...
Like I drove all the way down here from Washington. I thought for sure if I drove down here I'd be able to talk to somebody. But you get here and they're like, listen, here's what this company's done to me.
Is there, hey you guys, is there like a public place where like the public is like a Google store or something, like some type of?
There's nothing.
There's nothing like that.
We don't have it. Obviously, like our officers let you know that you're able to walk up and down this, but it's one way direction.
He said they're probably former TSA.
This company, they changed my photo to the July 4th shooter. Remember the story out of Illinois? Why did Google change my photo to the July 4th shooter?
To tell you the truth, I do not know.
That's what this.
Can this guy start a sentence with any other word but unfortunately?
It just gets worse and worse. And it's like, you gotta change my picture.
Must be Casual Friday.
Well, that's like it's a target on your back, right?
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, it's like a violation, you
I'm
know?
like a cruel person, but I just want to drop knowledge. And I also want to ask these people, why do you work for a company that doesn't... I could ask you guys, you work for them too. Why do you work for a company that totally undermines what America's about? Because it does not support the First Amendment, and it does not support the Second Amendment. To take away those amendments, we're just like any other country.
So unfortunately, at this time, any and all...
Hey, what's good? Yeah, right? Good day to you.
That would be my best response.
That's all that I can give you.
I know you guys are doing your job, man. That's the whole problem.
Yeah, peace and love, everybody.
I said, see, that's what Nazi soldiers did. That's what every evil tyrannical force does. They say, I'm just doing my job because I got to feed my family. And I get that, but then look what happens. We see the decline in America right now.
Yeah, you see that? Green arrow.
These tech companies, because this is the social form of the day. These companies control it, and they're not allowing
So
people to
funny.
speak who have certain opinions.
I understand that.
But you still work here anyway. I'll tell you what. I used to be a school teacher, and I enjoyed that because I like working with students, but I had to quit because I knew it wasn't really about educating students, it was about economics. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to get slapped on the wrist and actually getting $1 was actually helping out the world. So, again, my message to you guys is, and the rest of the world is, you gotta stop working for tyrants, man, because tyranny is taking over. But I understand, I'm not judging you, because you guys are 90.
Truth matters. Do you guys know about like Truth GPT or anything like that?
Unfortunately, I wouldn't have.
Because they're like talking about like they're talking about making some like chat bot thing that's like a ultimate truth bot, but then it's like they're using. You guys don't know. You guys like pump out a lot of news every day that's like junk mail types like stories.
What's that? Unfortunately, I can't really answer that question.
We're not gonna give
Everything's
But again, if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns,
I got serious concerns.
I can't really.
But there's nobody to address them.
Just yes or no.
I can't really discuss that this time. Sorry about that. But you guys are more than welcome to travel up and down there.
I stand up for the future of humanity in this country, and nobody's doing that. That's the problem. And Google shut it down.
You want to remember about this situation to when it's too late.
These guys are just janitors.
Well, it's not that. It's just imagine a 5-year COVID lockdown for the next pandemic, which they're simulating for 2025.
Yeah, like what level of like tyranny would you guys like draw your line at?
Unfortunately, like I said, we will not.
Until the
As
money
long as they
don't
get
work.
paid well, they got the Google benefits, they're straight.
Until the money don't work.
You could get laid off in a ritual like a lot of people did here on January 20th. I can tell you why they did it on that day because I know who really runs this company. Here, I'll tell you guys this, since you guys can't answer me. Look into the date September 27th because Google recognizes that their birthday, but on their own website it says, we don't know why it's our birthday. I know why it's their birthday. That's the most important day of the year to the Jesuit order. And look into the first Jesuit Pope, Pope Francis. He's the first to live in Sweden.
Shutting them down is not
Very
respectful.
important number to the Jesuits. January 20th. A lot of people got the axe.
Yeah, they're respectful.
20/1/201. That's the 201st day of this nation's age each year. That's why they was putting a new Jesuit puppet president every 4 years in office in Jesuit-controlled D.C. Jesuits run this nation. Look at who they are. They've been warned about for centuries. They're a military order that does not respect free speech.
They didn't yell or use force.
And they're about
No, they didn't. They're just being sneaky.
Somebody's trying to control the minds and information and everything in this world, and even does shit like changes my face to the damn July 4th shooting. And the first Gestapo security came out. I'm not calling you guys that, but the first guy came out and said, "It's not my problem. It's private information." Private information? Why you change my likeness to a guy who's a psychopath? So anyway, that's the company you guys work
I
for.
totally understand the frustration, but again, you guys are more than welcome to go up and down the path.
Look into it, because when you guys get laid off, I bet you it'll be another ritual synced up with these Jesuit fucks, man. And that's what they are. Put it lightly. So, anyway.
Have a good one, gentlemen.
I hope
Thanks,
you guys
guys.
I hope in the future you guys find better employment so you don't have to work for tyrants. All of you guys who work for this company that hates free speech, that hates the First Amendment, most of you guys aren't even Americans. You're welcome here. But again, what makes America America is having a First and Second Amendment. And this fucking company hates the First and Second Amendment. And a lot of you guys march with tyranny and are responsible. Yeah, you have.
He raises his fist for it. Look at me. He likes
Yeah,
it.
you're excited about the censorship.
He likes it.
Yeah, that's what you guys are all about here. Yeah. Controlling information.
She said, "Yeah, woo."
Hey, hope you guys don't get laid off in the next week. Jason.
Unbelievable.
We're going to really run your company. September 27th. Let's you guys celebrate your birthday. That's the Jesuit order's birthday. Look into the Jesuit
Ay, ay, ay. Should have brought some tomatoes. Hey, what's good, Ginger Jimmy Jr.? Look at this tree is cutting through.
Look into what the Jesuits are about. Kabbalah, Gematria. Sundar equals 201. Like Jason Loyola. Like Jorge Mario Bergoglio. A lot of your friends got axed in the latest 201 rituals. This company censors people who speak about Event 201, the Jesuit simulation.
Go get the footage cuts.
1 month before the outbreak of Wuhan, China. This company's a joke. You quote what Bill Gates said in 2010 in his TED Talk about how we need to reduce population and we can do a good job of
Yeah,
vaccines.
Zach, go hard.
You share that online.
What's good, Gematria Brigade?
Google says that's medical misinformation. No, it's not. That's exactly what Bill Gates said. We need to reduce population and we can do it, and we do a good job with vaccines. I shared that on a Google platform. I'm deleted. You guys are tyrants for working for this company. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. Yeah, hopefully,
Yeah, Zach doesn't even need a speaker. Yeah, good luck with that. Oh, that fucking tyranny they're pushing, that shit's all bad.
So anyway, there's more there, but check it out on Cut's channel. And yeah, this is the one thing about this Go campus is it's the only campus where you can even interact with the employees. YouTube and Facebook are fortresses. But yeah, I mean, the only way you're going to have an impact at Facebook and YouTube is if you got tens of thousands of people showing up and surrounding their building. And then, you know what? Like, just going through the doors, like, you're not going to stop us coming in here to get to the bottom of things. All right, shout out to Jesus Rubio who chipped in for. Thank you, Jesus. And shout out to Jill Warsaw who chipped in 20. Hi, Zach. Do you have anything else that says welcome back, True Seeker, other than my bracelet? I'll make more gear. I'm going to make some better gear for the August 24th Kobe gathering. I think if we're all out there in like a really nice shirt that has a message, I think that'll help bring attention. Can help raise a few bucks too for the work. Shout out to Porn Star Jay. Now I know who that is. He came out and pounded pavement with us in San Francisco. It was funny. He had a Chucky doll from Child's Play t-shirt and an actual Chucky doll on his back. These girls were like, "Oh my God, your Chucky doll's so cute." I was like, "Look at that. I never knew you could pick up the ladies with a Chucky doll, man. This guy's got the moves." But anyway, guys, we will be back, and I got to figure out how I want to use my time because I'm working harder than ever right now. Just to close this thing out, I've been working harder than ever, like for the last year, and just everything's gone down. So it's just like it makes me want to stop doing everything and like reevaluate. But I do need to get the book done, and I don't know. I either got to decide to just like raise prices on everything to get more resources in, because I have been doing everything at a rock bottom price. I really don't want to raise prices though. I don't really want to do that. I just wish more people would support, but it's not happening. So we need more resources. I have to figure out a way to make it happen, because without more resources, we can't achieve the things we need to achieve. And I can continue to push at the rate I do. I mean, it is effective, but it's just not effective enough. We're running out of time. Like, I think 2025 is another year that we don't really want to see come around. And it'll be here before we know it. And I'd like to think that by then, we can make the spark happen that maybe changes things for the better. Gets a bunch of people to wake up and become part of resisting what's going on in the world instead of marching along with it. Well, I'm not losing faith. It's just, I don't want to grind all day, every day, and watch support go down day after day, week after week, month after month. It's like I want to figure out how to write a book that sells 1 million copies, I guess, or something that brings in resources. So, all right, but I hear Sweet Lady getting up and wandering around. She's been sleeping, but she's up, so I don't want her to do anything. She's not filming. I'm gonna go take care of Sweet Lady, and shout out to this guy's obviously. Thank you, Andrew. Obviously heard what I was talking about with all the fours, so he decided to send a Venmo for $44.44. Very, very generous. Again, you guys, thank you to everyone who is generous. There are a lot of you. It's just, I get annoyed that there's not way more. Because like I said, I mean, there really should be there should be at least 5 million people in the U.S. who understand what we're about and can find $1 a month. Like I would say, imagine that's $5 million a month, $60 million a year. Imagine if we had that. Imagine how many vehicles we could have that are GematriaEffectNews, like with the screens on them I'm talking about, employees in cities, location. Yeah, imagine we have a team of pros, more captivating content that would appeal to the minds of the masses that need that flash and that video editing. But yeah, you know, if that never happens, because it continues to not happen as I continue to talk about it for years and years and years now, I still do see how going out and pounding pavement, it brings people together, it makes new connections, ideas bounce off, new relationships are made. I see how it can also be achieved other ways, but still, resources would only help escalate. Is escalate the right word? Accelerate is the right word. Accelerate the process of what we're trying to do. And 201 says he thinks if I go out once a month, it'll grow tremendously. I don't know. I don't think it will. I honestly don't. I mean, where's the evidence that it would? I went out all over the place last year and it went way down. So I'm out this month, and it's way down from last month. I had a way better last month than I am having this month. So, I mean, no, I honestly think at this rate, if I didn't do anything besides go out and pound payment, it would just continue to go down every single month. That's what the data shows. Unfortunately. But yeah, that's all for now, Truth Seeker. We'll continue to work at it. And yeah, at the very least, in the coming months ahead, we're doing LA again for 8/24 and New York for September 11th. So I'd like to go out every month. Shout out to Bamboo Soldier. Got to meet him in San Francisco. But yeah, I got to finish the book. I got to have the book done by then too. So I got to hurry the book, because once I finish the book, then it's a process for them to get it printed and distributed and back to me. So I got to hurry up and get that done. And yeah, I don't know. I might have to take a pause on like sports decoding, or yeah, it's just frustrating. You stop doing that, then resources go down even more. But yeah, I just wish people would be like, you know what, Zach? I want to pledge $1 a month because you do good work and I want to help it grow. Zach, I'll pledge $5 a month because I can afford to. Not, oh yeah, you know, I was pledging $5 a month and I made like $10,000 in those 3 months, but Zach hasn't done anything the last 3 months because he's been doing other things, so I pulled my support back, which is like how people work. It's like, can't you guys just stay on for $5 a month? It's not that much. It's like, what's 30 days divided by $5? What is that? Change a day. It's change. It's like 15 cents a day. So anyway, thank you, Kayla. It would have been, you know, last year Kayla was out there with us in Oklahoma City doing a great job. And, you know, shout out to Corey somewhere out in Oklahoma City. I got to come back and visit Corey. But yeah, it's important when we pound pavement to be in cities where people are out and about that are actually in the city, and Oklahoma City doesn't have that at all. It's like nobody lives there. So LA, New York, they got people. All right, that's it for now, True Seeker. Have a good rest of your evening, and thank you again to everyone who hits the like, the subscribe, the share, and who also supports the work. If you'd like to support the work and never have, all the links for how to do so are in the description. And thank you very much. And until next time, True Seeker.